Hi everyone, it's Cindy Davis, the Feel Good Coach, and welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. In today's vlog, we're going to be talking about the blue section of my books from my bookcase, and it's quite a long list because there seem to be a lot of blue books in the personal development world, which is fab. So here's just a selection of some of the books I'll be talking about. If you would like to find out more, then just keep watching. So here we've got the blue section from my bookshelf. There's quite a few in the blues here, so it might take a little while to be a slightly longer video, so get yourself a cup of tea, sit down for the long haul. Some of them I can go into in quite some depth, and some of them not so much, because I haven't read them for a while, to be perfectly honest with you. So let's just get started. So first of all, we're going to start with this book. It's called Beliefs, Pathways to Health and Wellbeing. It's by Robert Dilts, Till Halbom and Susie Smith. So this is another NLP book. This is all about how our beliefs affect our physical well-being and our emotional well-being, and how we can change those beliefs with NLP and end up feeling better and perhaps recovering from some certain conditions. So this book I do love. In fact, I'm going to reread this again so that I can remind myself of some of the things that NLP can do for health and well-being. So if you are interested in that stuff, and particularly in how your beliefs affect your health and well-being, then this might be a book for you. This book, Into the Magic Shop, I got this fairly recently, I think towards the end of 2016. It was recommended to me by my friend Kate, who lives in Norwich. And so this is another book about, it's kind of about mindfulness and compassion, but as it says on the front here, but it's also about the law of attraction. So again, it's his story about how he discovered and began to use the law of attraction to help himself. So Dr. James R. Doty, he writes about his boyhood experiences right the way through adulthood to current times, and how he has learned to use his mind and his consciousness to build the life that he wants and the business that he wants. So this book I really liked because it's a lovely story, and we all learn really well from stories. It's how we learned before writing existed, by passing on stories. So it's got a beautiful story, and I really like the way that he writes. So if you're looking for something about the law of attraction that's a little bit different, this one I recommend a lot. I will link all the books that I can find on Amazon in the description box below. So Into the Magic Shop, definitely a winner for me. Really like that one. So we're into some textbooky NLP books now. Well, that's how they feel to me. So this is Reframing, NLP and the Transformation of Meaning by Richard Bandler and John Grinder, and these are the guys who started up NLP about 30 odd years ago. Reframing is about when you think of something a certain way, and then you change how you think about it, and then it makes you feel differently about it as well. If you're interested in NLP, reframing is a massive part of that, so do have a read of this. It's part of the sort of required reading for the NLP course that I did. NLP, again, a lot of it is about the words that we use in our own heads as well as out loud, and when we're talking to others. So words can change our minds. Words are very powerful, to the extent that, I wrote a blog post about it. If you haven't seen it, I'll drop a link to it in the description box below. So this book's really good if you're interested in how words do change our minds, how words can influence how we feel and also other people. So this is a really good book by Shell Rose Charvet. This is the second edition, and as with all the other books, I will try and find it and link it in the bottom. So this is a classic in the woo-woo world and mindfulness world, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. He is I suppose some people treat him as a guru, but I don't think he'd think of himself that way. He's a forerunner in the world of mindfulness and being in the moment. And that's what this book's all about. The power of being in the moment rather than worrying about what happened last week, what's going to happen in a minute, what I'm going to say next, you know, all of that stuff. You know, it's part of like the way I'm doing these videos really is the power of now. It's actually just being in the moment, chatting to you with these books. Yes, I might stumble on my words a bit, but what you're getting is a really genuine chat from me about these books and how I feel about them, rather than a planned spiel that I've rehearsed and everything. And it does have power. So this is not, for me, I didn't find it an easy read. One of these other books here helped me read it, this Miracle Morning, which I'll come on to next. The only reason I managed to finish this book is because I read this book and it got me doing this. So I've also got it on audiobook on my Audible. Sometimes I do that. I'll get a book in hard copy, in Kindle and in Audible, or any combination of those things, because I find that, again, it's that layering. I'm learning it at different levels. I talked about that in the red section. Layering the different levels of the book helps me to learn more effectively. And also because I find this quite hard to read, actually listening to it helped to make that go in my head a bit better too. So this, if you're into mindfulness and stuff, spiritual enlightenment, this is the book that everyone reads. It's an international bestseller. I will definitely be able to find this on Amazon and link it for you. So as I mentioned, this book helped to get me reading The Power of Now. The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. It's a classic for anyone who wants to improve themselves and their lives. He has created basically a morning routine that incorporates all the different aspects of personal development that we all know we should be doing, but we don't do. So they're called savers, and it includes things like meditation, which is my #1 feel-good tip, doing affirmations, which, if you know anything about me, if you've seen any of my stuff, I don't actually do affirmations, I do afformations instead, but that's for another video. I'll try and find that and link it below as well, my affirmations video. But that's one of the things that's included in Miracle Morning. Visualization, a bit of exercise, some reading and some journaling. So he includes all of that in a morning routine, and Hal explains in the book how important all of that stuff and the results that people get from doing that. And if you look at any sort of big CEO or manager of a big company or very, very successful person, they'll have some form of morning routine that incorporates some or all of these things. So because there's a section for a little bit of reading every single morning, I committed to reading a bit of my Power of Now every single morning, and that's how I got through it. Literally in 20 minutes a day, I got through the Power of Now, finished it, actually really enjoyed it. I think the first chapter or two kind of put me off, but once I got back into it, I did really enjoy it. So The Miracle Morning is a great book because it's a really easy read, it's quick and easy. I read it in, I think, 2 afternoons, or maybe in an afternoon and an evening, and then put it straight into practice. And it says, the strapline is, the not so obvious secret guaranteed to transform your life before 8 AM, which I think is brilliant. So get a head start on your day and do what you need to do, and you've got your personal development done before you even start the day, and everyone else might be still in bed. So this is a brilliant book. I recommend it to all my clients. It's in my recommended reading in my client group on Facebook, and definitely get hold of this. So more NLP stuff here, I believe. What's this? Oh no. So this, I don't know where I got this. I think I got it free somewhere, but I don't really know why or how. It's a handbook of reflective and experiential learning, theory and practice by Jennifer A. Moon. I have read this once, although it probably doesn't look like it. It's in very good condition. Because you might not know, but I also used to be a trainer, so I do also still offer workshops and things occasionally. So I like to keep my hand in on my training knowledge and experience. And this book was fairly good as far as I remember, but I haven't read it very often. I think I've just read it the once, and yeah, I don't really know much about that one, but it's a really pretty colour. It's very on brand for me. So as you know, I'm very fickle about colours. Not fickle, I love colours, that's all I'm going to say. So can't tell you too much about that book, but if you fancy having a look at it, I will try and find. The last one is another one by Joseph O'Connor. So if you've seen the red section, you'll have seen I had an NLP for coaches book. This is the NLP workbook. So this is one where you work through, it's a guide to achieving the results you want. So this is working through to do NLP on yourself and there are lots of exercises to go through to help take you through a journey of self-development with NLP. Again, if you're interested in NLP, it's a really, really good one. I can't remember whether you need to have any background knowledge about NLP or whether there's enough in here for you to work with. I will make a quick note in the description box for you, so you'll know whether you can just get this as a lay person, or whatever the kind of correct word is. But if you're an NLP practitioner, this will definitely be a good book for you, and you can use it to work on your own stuff. We all have stuff. Joseph O'Connor, I do quite like his books. They are very clear and they have lots of easy to do exercises and things to work through. So that is the end of the blue section. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed a little that's not right, a little romp through the blue section of my bookcase. So we've come to the end of the blue section. I hope you've enjoyed a little ramble through my books. If you want to see what purple books I've got and find out what I think about them, then look out for the next vlog. I'll make sure I put a link in there for you, down below and also up here somewhere. And I'll look forward to speaking to you really, really soon. Have a fabulous day.